Fucking hell. Let's do this. Let's record a show.
Do it. Let's do it.
Alrighty. Hello, everybody that is watching, everybody that's listening. This is Wednesday Up Late with Glenn.
Oh, and Chloe.
Fucking hell. I thought we were off on a roll. There is no intro without something.
Yeah, well, it's taken me 20 minutes to connect my AirPods, so you know how I go.
Well, yes. Well, thank you all. Good to have you here. We are sort of a weekly show that we just do random movie conversations. We play some games, talk some shit, have some fun. You can catch, pocket-sized versions of this on TikTok. But if you are from TikTok, now you get the full show. So,
Hi
everything-
friends.
You can listen to us pretty much everywhere you get podcasts from. Our preferred platform is called Newsly. It's a super app that allows you to listen to not only podcasts, but news from all around the world from 80 different countries. And it reads all of the news stories back to you in a natural human voice. Very, very handy to have, particularly when you're doing things like driving. You can't actually pick up a newspaper and read it or anything like that.
Technically, no.
No. They do have a premium platform, or what do you call it? Premium tier, where you can get a whole nother. I'm losing my train of thought now.
Just more. Just
more.
more and more.
Yeah, it was several weeks ago, and I decided to ditch the notes. I don't even fucking use notes. So that
You're pulling a Chloe.
Note to self. Jeez, note to self. Notes next week.
Stick to notes.
So if you want to check out their premium service, we have an exclusive code for you. Wednesday Up Late, all one word. Wednesday Up Late. So just go to newsly.me, download it, and there you go. Bob's your uncle, and
Fanny's your aunt.
Go. So, how have you been for last week, Chloe?
You know me, just keeping on. I'm just living life like a legend and a bad parent, all rolled into one.
Yes. I've been noticing how bad you are. Oh, jeez. It's infuriating to watch, to be honest with you.
But I'm good. I'm glad to be here dealing with this you today. Glad. Yep. I'm here. It's good stuff.
Good here be you with.
Yes. Me likey.
Couldn't agree more. Let's just move on and play some games, shall we?
Yes.
Alrighty, we're going back to a game that Benjamin Boobs, i.e. Ben from A Good Movie Monday, the other show that I host, he came up with this game, and it's actor movie. So the gist of this one, to get your head around it, and I don't quite think I have my head around it for this week. I'm feeling a little bit flustered this week. It's been a big week. So it's essentially you name an actor, then you've got to name a movie that actor is in.
Correct.
And then you've got to name another actor from that movie.
Yep.
And another
and
movie.
And then the next. Yeah, but it goes back and forth, doesn't it? So I name the actor, you name a movie. Yeah.
Yeah. And this is
it's going to be fine.
And look, and we just go until we've had enough, I think.
Love it.
It's generally like the first person to fail is like, the loser. So
me.
We'll see
in
how
about
far
10 seconds flat.
I tend to suck at this one too. But let's give it a shot. Even if we do suck, that's what we're all about. Sucking.
Let's do it. Well, I mean,
do you have a movie in mind, or do you want me to just pluck one out?
I've got an actor in mind.
All right, so do it.
Let's start with the good old Jim Carrey.
And let's go with. Do I want to stump you straight away, or do we want to have a little bit of?
I mean,
do we want
to do what you must? What you must.
We want this segment to have legs, don't we?
Let's
go Dumb and Dumber.
I can't remember his name. I want to say Peter. It's not Peter. What's his name?
I thought I was throwing you an easy one.
No, I can't remember his freaking name. Oh, I want to say, no, that's the French guy, the French Canadian guy that looks like him.
We're off to a cracking start.
I can't remember his name.
Oh, come on, Chloe.
No, I can't.
It's that guy from Fly Away Home and Arachnophobia.
No, I know I know who he is.
Yeah, I'm hoping that by saying that, like, it'll start coming to you, like, because you'll see the poster and his name might be. Oh, his name's a funny name that you love to say.
Can't. No, what?
Come on. His name is. This is bad podcasting. Hang on.
His name is
His name is. Finish this sentence.
Jeff.
Yep.
My name. Oh, Jeff. Uh,
Sounds like a drink.
Jeff.
Far out, Chloe.
Jeff.
Jeff Daniels.
Is it Daniels?
No, it
I'm
is.
Googling
Yes.
it.
It is.
It is?
You
It's
can trust
Jeff
me on that
Daniels.
one. Yeah.
Jeff Daniels.
Okay, now you've got to also name another movie he's in.
Fly Away Home.
Anna Paquin, the piano.
She is in. Can I just say True
No,
Blood?
no. You've got to go the piano, another actor from the piano.
Oh.
And then the movie they're in.
Adrian Brody?
Nope, that's the pianist.
Oh. No, I don't know. Fuck me, this has been tough.
Harvey?
Wine
No. Harvey
Keitel.
Yep, right.
And he was in
Yep.
Reservoir Dogs.
Okay, excellent. So Steve Buscemi and Mr. Deeds.
Adam Sandler and 50 First Dates. I don't know why that's always the one that I go to.
It certainly is. Okay, so 50 First Dates. Let's go Rob Schneider and Juice Bigelow.
Oh, fuck off. I don't know anyone else in that movie.
I know. I figured we had to cap that one off right there.
Yeah, nah, it's done. It's done. I don't know any of their names.
Far out. All right, so we just strike that one from the list. How about that?
That was terrible. I
Worst
can't believe I couldn't think of
ever.
his name. Jeff Daniels.
His name's
Jeff Daniels. My name's Jeff. And you were sending me so many hints about that too. God damn. That's just embarrassing.
I don't think that one will even make it to TikTok. That's a bit embarrassing. Not only are you a bad parent, you're just bad at that game.
Just bad at life in general.
We should rename the podcast.
Just bad.
Just
don't
bad.
watch
There
it.
we go. Just bad. Oh, well, what else? What's news happening in the world this week?
I mean, all I've been seeing is like a whole bunch of movies just getting pushed back and pushed back with their release dates. Like the second installment of Dune, I think I saw is getting pushed back.
Yep.
Looks like Deadpool 3 has is not even listed anymore.
And this is a good thing, to be honest with you. Like this is I mean, good and bad. It's bad in that it's happening because of the strikes, the writers and actors strikes, but good in that the studios are sort of setting themselves a plan to get themselves through that wasteland that would have been a wasteland of no titles released at all next year because of this. So, it's disappointing we don't get to see the movies as early as we do. But for someone like me that relies on releases every week, it's good that they've got a contingency plan and we're going to get something, regularly through the drought. So.
Well, I think I'm not seeing anything in the news coming up about what the negotiations have been and how successful they're being what is actually happening, because all I see is, they're still on strike, which absolutely I stand by them for that. But let us know where you are in the process.
They did. So last week they released the first statement of what's officially happening. So they had their first sit-down meeting with the studio heads. So like your Bob Iger from Disney and the Netflix and all these people. And what they proposed, what the corporations proposed, was paltry. Like it was just absolutely not nearly enough. And so the unions just went back onto the picket line. Like it didn't get them anywhere. Which is, I mean, this is a very, very big deal, this particular strike, because as we've spoken before, every time a big strike in Hollywood pops up like this, it's at the advent of a new technology. So the last big one was when home video came along. So suddenly there's a new...
Was that 2007?
No, home video, talking the 80s. Like,
oh, right. Okay.
So back in those days, the only way you could see a movie was at the cinema, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then suddenly home video comes along, which means that people now go to a video store and rent movies.
Yeah, oh, okay.
Whenever they want. But at that point in time, there was no... Like that was a brand new revenue stream for the studios, but that money didn't find its way to the creative. So they went on strike and, got what they deserve. So this is what's happening now, is that streaming is the new home video. and all of the creators involved are not getting what's rightfully theirs, and so it's going to be a long strike. This is going to go on for quite a while, I think.
Well, that's what I'm feeling like. I'm feeling like it is being dragged out a lot, but I'm assuming for good reason. Yeah.
Well, this is this has been the danger of streaming right from the start, and little old me and people like me that had video stores, and we got pushed out of business because of the streamers, right? Netflix came along and they shut an entire industry down. Like, it is gone. This is the kind of shit that we were warning people about, that this is too good to be true. Like, the wrong people are going to make all the money. I know plenty of filmmakers that have got their movies on whatever streaming platform, you name it, and they've seen not a single cent from it.
Wow.
Not a single cent. And that's the director, let alone the caterers, the gaffers, anyone involved in making a movie, which there are hundreds on every single film.
Yeah.
They're not seeing money. And yet you've got the head of Disney up there making fucking
billions.
Oh, like, absolutely. Like, what they make in a year is like an entire lifetime's wage and then some for the average writer. So
yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So we have had an update. I think we're another month away before we get another one, but I can't see this ending anytime soon, which could be diabolical for the industry. Something's going to have to give. Like, the studios are going to have to come around, otherwise they're not going to have any content.
And not only that, but I mean, podcasts like ours and like ours and like ours that I listen to as well, other podcasts. I mean, a lot of them talk about movies and talk about, projects that they've worked on or who they worked on. And they literally have to say, I can't talk about it.
Yep.
I can't talk about it. I can't talk about
Not
it.
allowed.
I can't talk about it. They're not releasing new episodes, all that kind of stuff. So it's affecting, like down the chain as well, essentially as well. And going to be really sad if something happens to the podcast that I listen to.
It's getting quite ugly as well, because this is sort of unofficial, but it's kind of true. The rule was, when this strike started, was that it only affects the major studio films. So if you've made an independent film for I think it's under $3 million, something like that, then you're welcome to talk about it, right? And that's why Mark Ruffalo came out and said to Hollywood, like, hey, let's just make indie films. All of you Hollywood hotshots, A-listers, start making indie films, support the new independent industry.
Yeah.
And let's stick the finger up to Hollywood, right? But the unions now have come out and they're putting pressure on a lot of actors who have been in independent films, telling them that there's going to be consequences if they talk about any movie at all.
Yeah. Yep.
Right. So, that in itself is the unions almost putting the death nail on independent cinema. So there's it's not all good guys, bad guys here. Like,
there's a lot of gray. Absolutely. There's a lot of gray. Yeah.
Yeah. So see what happens. But I'm not going to name any Hollywood people, but Eric Bana is an Aussie actor who made an Aussie film called Force of Nature, which is The Dry 2, sequel to The Dry. It's not related to the Hollywood industry one iota. It's an Australian film. It's an independent film. And the union are putting pressure on him not to talk. This is what I'm talking about. Because he's a SAG member in America, that should not affect movies being made in other countries that aren't connected to SAG. Anyway.
Yeah.
But that's what's happening, is a lot of actors are now feeling pressured to just, hide.
Yeah. Dang.
Right.
Dang.
Let's lift the spirit. Oh, I say lift the spirit. And yet the next topic of conversation, last week we spoke about our favorite movie memories, going to the movies as kids and experiences at the cinema. Now we're going to talk about bad movie experiences, bad movie memories. So I've got a few.
I don't have a lot. I don't have a lot of bad movie experiences, but I've had ones that have stuck in my brain for some sort of negative reason. And so it should be interesting.
Well, I'll start off with one that's like you said, they're not so much bad. They're just awkward or, I guess funny, if you will. I remember going to a cinema in my teen years to see, this is how long ago, this is 1994, 93 maybe. To see National Lampoon's Loaded Weapon 1. I don't know if you've seen that one. It's a great movie.
No, I haven't.
Fantastic movie. Emilio Estevez and a bunch of others. But when we got into the cinema, as we went to sit down, I accidentally spilt an entire jumbo Coke on my seat before I sat down. I rested my Coke so I could get my other shit together, and the entire drink, boom, and it the puddle of fucking drink was huge. So we thought, fuck, and we sat the next row back. but then some big muscle guy came in and sat in my coat.
No.
Yeah, and he was fucking livid. He absolutely was raging, and I'm just little weedy me sinking into my seat, like thinking I was about to get killed. Fucking hell, meanwhile my mates like go to me like fucking wanting to lag on me. So that was an experience. Not in hindsight hilarious, but at the time terrifying.
That would have been terrifying, especially as a teenager. Like, yeah. Jesus Christ.
At a slapstick movie, mind you.
Luckily, it wasn't assigned seating like it is a lot of the times these days. So,
yep,
that's good.
Yeah.
I remember seeing one of my first scary movies at the cinemas, and I was probably around about the same age. I was probably like 13, 14-ish, around there. And I went with a whole bunch of my friends, and they have always been, and always probably will be, a bunch of little fucking pranksters. And, you know, I was very jumpy as a kid, and everyone knew I wasn't into like suspenseful stuff, so they thought they'd take advantage. So anyway, as a group, we decided to go to see The Village by M. Night Shyamalan. So we're in the cinema, and it gets to the crux of the kind of movie, and spoiler alert if you haven't seen it, where like the monster thing is like behind her, behind the tree. And at that very moment in time, a friend had crawled underneath the seats and grabbed my ankles like this. I screamed, and that echoed around the entire cinema. And I had like all these angry people staring at this group of dumbass teenagers ruining the movie. And yeah, it's just stuck with me the entire time. And now I watch that movie. I really, really enjoy that movie. And every time it gets to that part, my heart starts to race because I remember what happened.
You would have sucked on the Alien Encounter attraction at Disney World.
I sucked on the Gremlins ride at the Warner Bros. Studios tour. I had my head in my mum's lap and I was screaming and crying.
Oh, hilarious. Well, yes. I saw John Carpenter's Ghosts of Mars at a cinema upon release, right? And it was exciting for me because John Carpenter, you know, a legend, and this was sort of a return to form because he'd made a few bad films, so it was so exciting. And I'm watching this movie and I'm loving it. It's hokey, it's fun, it's, you know, gory. And then 15 minutes before the movie finishes, the cinema breaks down, like the projector breaks down. And, you know, back then it was like film, so you could hear, you know, it reels out and it's like, oh. And so they just came in and offered like a discount for the next session or next, you know, visit. Like,
oh my God. Like,
not only do I not want to come back here, like, to see the same movie that I've just sat all the way through so I can catch 15 minutes, it's like, you've just fucking... I don't want anything from you now. Like, I'm fucking pissed. And it was
so
like,
what, they just didn't change the reel?
No, because it was broken. Like, it was broken.
Oh, okay.
Nothing they could do about it, you know. I've been in movies though where it stopped and they're like, oh, you know, if you just wait 5 minutes, we'll restart for you. And it takes them half an hour. And then they go right back to the start. And that's annoying if you're 20 minutes in. Like, watching that first 20 minutes again. And quite often you have other shit to do afterwards that you planned for. So
yeah. I've been in a cinema where the sound hasn't been working and the movie has started and there's been no sound. I don't even remember what movie that was, but I also remember sort of going to the movies thinking I was going on like a date. I essentially wasn't that cool and had misled myself into believing that because another person came along, so it was like a three-way type of thing. I was 15 and I remember I was 15 because they went to go see an MA16 plus movie and I was asked to see my ID and I wasn't allowed in. So those two went and watched the movie that we all wanted to see, and I had to go watch Kicking and Screaming with Will Ferrell, which, as it happens, turns out to be the worst fucking movie in the world.
That's hilarious. You've told me that before, and I think that is the funniest image.
So I just sit by myself in the cinemas while my friends were in another cinema watching the movie that we all wanted to see.
That is bullshit, and they're not friends.
Well... they were my friends. I think, now that I think about it.
That's right.
You know who you are and fuck you.
Speaking of funny, I would love to challenge anybody that's watching this on YouTube or Facebook to spot the moment Glenn just swigged an entire mouthful of tea leaves that were at the bottom of his tea.
Oh no, I didn't even notice. Oh
yeah.
no. You're picking it out of your teeth now.
Yeah.
Oh, yuck. Yuck,
Yep.
yuck, yuck.
Yeah.
Ew.
Disgusting. All right, I got one more for you. This was like, for me, this was quite scary. In retrospect, it was just paranoia overload, right? But this was at Monster Fest a few years ago. And to lay context here, there's a particular person in the Melbourne film scene. I'm not going to name anybody, but this person is obsessed with mass murderers, right?
Oh.
Obsessed. Wants to make
that
movies
automatically makes them a mass murderer themselves.
Well, no, I mean, I love movies about mass murder, and I will not hide the fact that I enjoy watching them, right? Like, there's something about them that's fascinating, that's psychological, all that kind of stuff. But this particular person's very obsessed to the point that he's made a lot of enemies, he's lost a lot of friends, you know, he's kind of a conspiracy theorist, blah, blah, blah. So that's the person that's involved here, right?
Uh-huh.
And that's the context. We get into this particular screening at Monster Fest, and that person, I'm already sitting in the cinema, but that person walks in a big black trench coat with a giant duffel bag.
Stop it.
Right? Giant duffel bag. And so I got off my seat and I fucked right off. I left the cinema. And as I'm walking out, I said to Jarrett and another Monster staff member that was there who I know, I said, just so you know, so-and-so has gone in there. This is why I'm leaving. It is probably just absolute heightened paranoia right now, but if you've ever seen his social media, you'll understand. And so I fucked off and I went home. Nothing happened, but my suspicion is that is just a dude that's looking for a reaction. He went in there to
spark fear in people.
That's right.
Psychopath.
Knows his reputation and sort of played into it. And yeah, I was not taking that risk.
You know, that would have made me very confrontational at that point, and fearing for your safety, like, that is not okay. That's not okay.
Actually, and I think about this now, which I wasn't at the time, but I'll add extra deep context to that. I went and saw, when I was in Canada, I went and saw Donnie Brasco at the cinemas, right? And the week after I went and saw Donnie Brasco, there was a shooting in a cinema, the cinema I was in. Pretty much the row in front of me where I was sitting, someone got killed by a shooter in Donnie Brasco, right?
No.
Yeah. So that's the other thing. It's like, you know, that's kind of subconsciously like on my mind. So
I mean, a lot. Yeah. People worry me. People do worry me. And I'm not one of those people who are like, oh, horror movies make serial killers, or, you know, video gamers are prone to violence. I'm not one of those people.
No, because that's not true.
It's not true whatsoever. But it's a lot of people do have a lot of mental illnesses that they either are undiagnosed with, and that take these things seriously and want to play out these fantasies. And you had every right to fuck right off.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing, right? So those things that you said don't create those people, but those people enjoy those things.
And sometimes it might inspire fantasies. I have to admit that it might inspire fantasies in which they want to play it out and don't kind of comprehend the consequences of that.
Yep.
They have actual real life issues, and that's something very, very real within our society. So that's it. That really fucking scares me.
Yep.
As well. Anyway, that's just me playing into my fears, and you've just like made me not want to sleep tonight. So thanks.
Trigger alert. But I'll tell you what didn't happen. I was at the movies on Sunday and saw Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and none of that happened. Like, it was just fun. And I'll tell you what, like, I wish you and your family had been able to come, because I did invite you and you couldn't. But I'll tell you what, you would have loved it, because we were talking about this movie months and months ago. I was skeptical at first. It's just wonderful. I love it. Oh,
I'm so excited to see it.
And it's nonstop. It is nonstop. Like, it was made knowing that there's going to be little kids watching this and that they get bored in lull moments of drama. There's none of that drama. Like, it is just bang, bang. And when there is a bit of drama, it's really elevated and it's like exciting. So
I'm so pumped to see it. I'm so glad you liked it as well. That makes me extra happy.
Excellent. What else we got? We're already on to the last game.
We're gonna rapid fire it.
All right, nervous.
Speaking of people bringing duffel bags into cinemas, we're going to shoot out some rapid fire.
Yeah, all right.
Zing.
Fire at will.
You want me to go first?
I do and I don't. Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Question before we start. Am I just like reading through all of mine, or are we bouncing back and forth?
No, read through it. Like pretend you're the host of Family Feud and you're in that final round.
All right, okay. And the rule is whatever first comes to mind.
Okay. Yeah, well, we've got a minute on the timer for this. So do you want you should hit your timer for me.
You want me to time it? Okay.
Yeah. Because I mean if it goes for longer than a minute, then it just gets a bit arduous, doesn't it?
All right, you ready?
Yeah, give me a sec. I'm just gonna get mine ready too. Yep.
All right, ready?
Mm-hmm.
Steady spaghetti. One film you would recommend right now.
Psycho.
The film you'd watch on a dull day.
Jaws.
The film you watch when you need like a big bellyache and laugh.
Kentucky Fried Movie.
A film you haven't seen that you would be shamed for.
Oh. That I can't think of off the top of my head.
Oh, we'll come back.
All right.
A film that felt like torture sitting through.
Oh, Sound of Music.
Favorite movie snack.
You
say sardines on crack.
Marshmallows in the pillow.
You fucking idiot. Your favorite actor.
James Nesbitt.
Favorite film.
Once.
Favorite director.
Spielberg.
Director you can't stand.
No, I can't think of one I can't stand.
No, Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings.
Jaws or Alien.
Jaws.
John Hughes or John Carpenter.
Fuck you very much.
You're not going to answer that one?
No.
106, that's not bad. You did all right. But you didn't answer two of them. You didn't answer a director that you can't stand.
No, because and this is just it's not even a flaw. I don't retain a lot of knowledge for things I don't like.
Mm-hmm.
I prefer to move on and forget things. So I mean, up until who would I hate as a director? It's a really good question. Obviously, I can't give you an answer on that.
That's fair enough. What about a film that you haven't seen that you would be shamed for? So like,
yeah. Well, you know, I've seen so many fucking movies.
I know. That's why it's a tricky one.
Trying to think.
You seen Citizen Kane?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
You've seen Ben-Hur.
But I'm thinking of ones like it's got to be like to almost be ashamed. Like it's got to be something very popular that everyone has seen.
Yeah. Food for thought. Then, if you can't think of it, food for thought.
That's disappointing that I can't think of that. But yeah, no.
We'll come back to it if you ever think of one.
My questions are a little different to yours. At least the way they're set up. So mine are more like trivia.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. I don't know how well it's going to play out, but we'll give it a shot.
Let's do it.
Tell me when you're ready.
Okay, I'm ready.
Name one of Steven Spielberg's production companies.
I don't fucking know. Spielberg, Castle Rock?
No.
Oh.
Okay, moving on. Who was the star of My Best Friend's Wedding?
Julia Roberts?
Yep. Romper Stomper was shot in which Australian city?
Sydney. Adelaide.
Nope.
Melbourne.
Yes. Lady in the Van stars which Harry Potter actress?
What is it?
Lady in the Van.
Ivana Lynch.
Nope.
Bonnie Wright.
Nope. Maggie Smith. Okay. What color was her van?
Yellow.
Yes. Okay. How many Karate Kid movies are in the original Miyagi series?
Oh. 3? 2? 4.
Yes. Time's up. Time is up. Stop, you motherfucker. All right. That is it. Let's go through the rest anyway.
Give me some more.
Okay, so Steven Spielberg's production companies are DreamWorks and Amblin.
Yeah.
Every Spielberg lover should know that. Yeah.
I should know that.
How many Taken movies has Liam Neeson starred in?
Oh. I don't even know how many there are. 5?
No, 3.
Okay.
Which actor was the lead love interest in the original Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh. Luke Perry?
Yeah.
Hey.
Howie Mandel was the voice of which cute movie monster?
Oh, cute movie monster. Howie Mandel. Stitch?
No. Gizmo from Gremlins.
Really?
Yep.
Oh,
yep.
I didn't know that.
And I was trying to think, what's the other? There's another show that Harry Mandel's a voice on. I can't remember what it is off the top of my head, but the voices are exactly the same.
Okay.
Yep.
Interesting.
Whitewater Summer starred which Lord of the Rings actor?
Say that again.
The movie Whitewater Summer starred which Lord of the Rings actor?
Elijah Wood.
No, Sean Astin. With Kevin Bacon. Great movie. And
Ooh, 6 degrees.
Two more to go. True or false? Kurt Russell is married to Goldie Hawn.
True.
It's false. Never married.
Are they not married? Oh,
nope.
Okay.
And finally, which Quentin Tarantino movie has Robert De Niro in it?
Taxi Driver?
Which Quentin Tarantino movie?
Well, didn't he write that?
He would have been like 4 when that came out.
Which one did he write, but he didn't get?
True Romance.
No, that's not the one I'm thinking of.
I
don't know. Which one?
Movie. So, one of Quentin Tarantino's movies that he directed.
Yeah, okay, that he directed. Yep.
Had Robert De Niro in it.
Oh.
Wow. In a major role.
In a major role?
Yep. Almost front and center on the poster.
Why is this not coming to my brain? I don't know. I'm short-circuiting.
Jackie Brown.
Oh.
So we really didn't need the timer at all.
No. And you should have known this.
It's fun anyway.
We keep repeating the same mistakes.
Yeah, that's all right. I can hear the music. Ready to take us out. It's another week, another episode. Thank you, everybody, for playing along. I'm sure they're playing along, cursing the screen every step of the way.
They hate me when I play these games.
Oh, shit. Well, we're going to do it again just to piss them off next week.
Woohoo!
Yeah. All right, Chloe. Anything you want to plug?
Yes. I have a new movie coming out this summer. Follow me.
I was hoping you'd say, go and listen to Good Movie Monday, the other podcast that we do.
Yes. Do that, please.
If you love cinema, this week's episode has Brad Anderson, big director of movies like Session 9, The Machinist with Christian Bale, and a whole bunch of others. So go have a listen. It's a fantastic conversation. Other than that, we'll catch you next week. See ya.
Bye.